Here we are in the second video of today. I think I should be saying my magic words. Please like, please subscribe, and don't forget, always remember, every time notification bell rings, an old man gets his wings. And you get to see more of my videos. And don't forget my Patreon either. You can find the links to these and many other things in my description. So that's my hope, to be able to earn enough from YouTube that I could do this sort of thing full time. Traveling around. These are like Carpetbagger or the Woo. Traveling Robert, lots of those guys do it, and they seem to be doing pretty good. But you have to be able to travel in the first place in order to do such things. So this is where we turn onto Mygat. And Spring Forest is where the gate is. It's another street. We're almost downtown. Just over this next hump you can see Front Street. But we're not going that far. I'll probably end up on Clinton Street. That's how I usually go home, so I don't have to. Today 8 to 4. What is today 8 to 4? I go home by way of Clinton Street so I don't have to climb this hill again. It's a longer and steeper hill than the one I take to get up to Prospect Street. Okay, I've been opinionated, I've been loudmouth, I've been obnoxious. And now we are about ready to just enjoy the trees, as well as the memorials. Yes, I wonder if these people who live across the street ever see anything. I'm convinced that 90% of so-called ghosts are just people getting excited in their nerves. That white car must be a ghost car, because ghosts are white. warmer now. Less wind than when I started off. And that was my zipper. Many thoughts going through my head. I remembered this Dark Shadows movie that I saw on the computer. I forget where. I don't know that it was YouTube. It was a long movie, you know, full length and all. And it was, I think, from back in maybe the 80s or 90s. It wasn't new. There was a newer one that was really kind of comical, but the one that I saw was much more serious. A girl got teleported back in time. When the people saw her dress had a zipper, they claimed they called her a witch and they hung her. But when they hung her, the other girl, who was supposed to be from that time, was dead on the gibbet. So that was what I was thinking of, that if you had a zipper back in the 18th century, they'd call you a witch and hang you. Then yesterday I saw this YouTube video about the origins of the pointed witch's hat with the flat brim. If you may recall, the wizards, at least Dumbledore, did not wear the pointed hat. And the lady brought out that the pointed hat was really only for women. And at the time that people started connecting it to witches, it was old-fashioned. And the reason they connected it to witches is because the women wearing it were old-fashioned biddies who were street preachers for the Quakers. You know, the people who began Pennsylvania, where I'm from, for whom I have a great deal of sympathy. Besides, they are genuine Christians. And I've always thought that it's always the genuine Christians who get hung, crucified, dead and buried by all the other Christians. That's a gray one. I thought it was the ghost car again. And they especially do this to the women. It's just a way to put women down. Didn't really know that about the witch hat. It wasn't really a witch hat, it was an old lady hat. It was a hat 50 years out of its time when people started getting fussed about it. And also the Jews were forced to wear pointy hats in order to segregate them from the rest of society. So we wondered today why so many conservative and ultra-conservative Jews are so segregated from society. I mean, it's the Christians who made them that way. And that's shameful. Now, I was raised fundamentalist, evangelical, Christian, Protestant, Methodist, all those good things, and we never did anything like that. I mean, yeah, there were the oddballs, and one of my Sunday school teachers, after after church, we talked, and he had the crazy idea that black people did not have music. Really? Most of American music is black people. Lovely trees. I think I'll go back there this time. Usually I don't go back there because it's so... I believe there's a car ahead of us. I see the flash. Or maybe that's window glass. Or a spook. But we'll head the other way. Up over the hill for once. Craziness. But we weren't raised to be racist. Or hateful toward Jewish people either, or anybody. Something I heard repeated again and again in my church was, whomsoever will may come. We welcomed all types. Did not make them turn into something else. I remember the day we saw would he have called himself transsexual or transvestite? Now this is back in the 80s. Or even the 70s. Yeah, it would have been late 70s because I was still in college. So, he was welcome. And in this little country church. Not my denomination, Brethren in Christ. He was perfectly welcome. Yeah, so really there are the bad apples which stand out, and they are always harping about these fringe ideas, racism and so forth. But the real Christians, they're chill with what is here? It's a sign. The real Christians, they like people of all types, posted. No trespassing, keep out. Well, I guess we don't. Yeah, I'm just here to see the trees. Might be an issue with the road. Well, looks like we turn around. Go the way we usually go. I haven't been back here in ages. Maybe more than a year. The spring garden has some of the loveliest trees. And that's why I like to come down here. Okay, we'll take this curve. Also check out the statue here. Look at those old things. Queer thing with my eyesight, I thought I saw the statue up there moving. The guy with the cross. Then you have these guys. It was probably just an optical illusion. Well, certainly just an optical illusion. Here we go, another statue. Let's see if we can get closer. There we are. Look how dark it is up the hill. And it's sparkling up there. Thinking that there's traffic. Back before backhoes, the ground had to be dug by hand. And so during the winter when the ground was frozen, they put people away in the bodies, I should say, the dead, away in crypts like that, undecorated temporary abodes. Now this statue's missing its head. There's one that's fallen over. Unlike Lenwood, this cemetery, oh, that must have been just the traffic I saw. Yeah. The sun glinting on the traffic above. Squirrel. I myself want to be cremated, but I would like some sort of a memorial. Maybe a plaque at church that would say in Greek, Uk Estin Oda, which is from Luke. It's what Jesus said to Mary at the tomb. He's not here. Hope of the resurrection. We got people coming at us. Raise the mask. Shields up. Warp factor 1. Look at the vines on the mausoleum. Good afternoon. The trees here are so lovely. I like to come down here every fall. The trees here are so lovely. I like to come down here every fall. Yeah. He's friendly. Pretty dog.
Sorry.
That's why I'm here. And I'm not near anyone. I put the mask down. So let's follow this road and see if we can get up under the trees this way. This is the way I first discovered this path. Let's see if it's posted. I've never seen a cemetery section being posted no trespassing. I mean, yes, you have the signs at the gate, but they're really talking about you don't go in there after dark because your intentions are almost certainly not good. That's generally the way things are. It's best to stay out of the woods and out of cemeteries and so on and so forth at night. Oh, look at this guy. He's spectacular. Yeah. That happened a long time ago. He got carried away. Okay. Now, this is the road. And I do not see it marked anywhere. Makes a slow ascent. So here, we just have a tree over top. Is this somehow distinct from the rest of the cemetery? Look at the concrete, perhaps even stone tree cross. So I'm only going to go up to the top of the hill here. I have to change hands, and my fingers tend to fall asleep. American flag. Lots of them around. My brother almost certainly has one on his grave. I haven't been down there in a very long time. Actually, I haven't been down since they buried him. Oh. Oh, excuse me. So one of the things I like to do is they have a family crypt, a selection of family burials. This is in a half circle around the central obelisk. Nasty people leaving their garbage up here. This seems to be the switchback. We can continue up this way. Or we can continue back down to the bottom there. And this is nice. Yes, I'm going to have maybe 3 or 4 videos of the graveyard here. And they'll be long ones. 20, 25 minutes. So this is pretty much the top, and that's as far as I'm going. I'm going to head back down the hill. I'm thinking they don't do burials up here anymore, because you don't see any more. It might be a private cemetery. You see those from time to time attached to the more general cemeteries. Most all cemeteries are public. I mean, public in the sense that you can pay to be buried there, but owned by a private person. Layton. It's a nice little monument. Hope the foundations go down far enough.